Yes, I need someone. If you might, if Teacher Stephen has opened your mic, please tell me what day was it yesterday? I cannot hear. I cannot hear you. What day was it yesterday?
Tuesday.
Very good. Yesterday was Tuesday. Thank you very much. And how do we know that yesterday was Tuesday? We have to sing to recite our rhyme of the days of the week. And when we are saying that rhyme, we start with Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. And today is Wednesday. My dear children, if today is Wednesday, what day will it be tomorrow? If today is Wednesday, what day will it be tomorrow? Want someone tell me? I'm seeing here.
Saturday.
Blessing. Yes.
Today Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
Let us find out. Let us find out. Let us recite our rhyme.
Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very good. Tomorrow will be Thursday. From Wednesday, we go to Thursday. Thank you very much. Now, my dear children, nowadays we say today is Wednesday, 4th August 2021. We are in a new month, August. And my dear children, there are 12 months in a year. Last month was July, and we are in a new month, August. I'm going to teach you the month, the year song, so that with time you get to learn the month of the year. So I'm going to sing the month of the year song. I'll sing, but as you keep learning, sing along with me. You have not yet learned it. Listen carefully. We can't sing with one finger on your mouth. Mute your mic and listen to the month of the year song, my dear children. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those are the months of the year. I'm going to sing it again for you. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those are the months of the year. I'm going to sing it one more time. Then I'll keep singing it in our lesson so that you learn the month of the year. January, February, March, April, May, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those are the months of the year. There are 12 months in a year. 12 months. And August is which month of the year? Let us find out. August. Which month? August is number one. August is number one. Let me sing and find out. Mute your mic and listen. We want to find out August is number one. Number 8. Thank you.
Number 8.
Let us not just guess. Let us sing our song and find out. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes. August is number 8. So it is the 8th month of the year. August is the 8th month of the year. My dear children, now that we know the date, it's time for us to write our name. I told you, keep practicing writing your name. And I know that by this time you already know how to write your name. So please write your name, because I told you to keep practicing writing that name. And if you're in the middle and top class, you should be able to write your name. So my dear children, write your name. My dear children,
Yes.
our topic today is write correctly. Write correctly.
Right word.
Yes, we are going to learn how to write correctly. But before we do that, we have to practice writing some curves. We have to practice writing some curves. Last time we learned how to write curves, but there are other curves that I have not showed you how to write. Get your pencil and book ready. We are going to practice writing some curves.
Get your pencil.
I hope everyone has a pencil and book ready. I'm first going to show you. We are going to practice writing a curve down and a curve up. This one is called a curve down because when you're writing it faces down. It faces down. Then this one is called a curve up because when you're drawing it or when you're writing it, it faces up. So we are going to practice writing some curves. We are going to practice writing a curve down and a curve up. After I have finished practicing those curves, then we are going to learn how to write the letters that we learned in our reading lesson.
Write so many things. Right.
So I know your books have lines like this. We do not write in the margin. We do not write in the margin. So we are going to start by practicing down. We are going to start by practicing the curve down. We start from down here.
Look at the teacher.
Go up to the middle. You curve down. That is curve down. Start from around side.
He's showing how to write.
Go up to the middle and you curve it down there. That is a curve down. You start from the line here. You start from this line.
You go
up around the middle, then you curve it down. You start from the line.
Right.
Then you go up around the middle and you curve it down. A practice writing are curve down.
Look what the teacher is doing.
We are practicing writing our curve down. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
You can? Okay, very good. So start from around the middle, from the line. You go up around the middle and have your line, have it down.
All of you.
Start from the line You go up around the middle.
Start from the line.
Down. Make sure it does not go out of the line.
Teacher is saying, start from the
Out
line.
from the middle there.
The middle.
Get out
Down.
of
The
the
line.
line.
Up.
Yes.
In the middle. Down.
That
Like
the teacher
Right
said
here.
doesn't
Continue,
want it to be outside.
continue
the line.
practicing.
Yes.
Continue practicing those curve downs and let them sit on that line. They go up to the middle and sit nicely on the line. They go up to the middle and sit nicely on the line. Have you finished practicing those curve downs, my dear children?
Yes.
Very good. Now that we have finished practicing the curve down, we are going to practice the curve up. We are going to practice the curve up. And this is the curve up. I say we call it the curve up because it faces up. It faces up. It faces the side. So let us continue. We are now going to practice the curve up. For the curve up, you start from the middle.
Yes.
Curve it, sits nicely on the line, and it goes up again up to the middle. That's our curve up. You start from around the middle here. Let it sit nicely on the line. Make sure it does not go out of the line. Then you curve it up there. That is our curve up. You start from around the middle here. Curve it, let it sit nicely on the line, and let it stop again in the middle. That is our curve up. You start from around the middle, come down, let it sit nicely on the line, then go
Yes.
up again. That is our curve up because it's facing up. It's facing the side. We start from around the middle here. Come down, let your curve up sit nicely on the line and bring it up again. That is our curve up. My dear children, have you finished practicing those curve up? Have you finished practicing the curve facing up?
Yes.
If you have finished, very good, very good, very good. Now that we have practiced our curve, it is time for us to learn how to write our letters. It is time for us to learn how to write our letters. Last time we learned how to write capital letter C. The last time I was here, we learned how to write our capital letter C and small letter c. We also learned how to write our capital letter D. We also learned how to write our capital letter D and small letter d. We also learned how to write our capital letter D and small letter d. And we also learned how to write our capital letter E. We also learned how to write our capital letter E and small letter e. And I remember we said that when we are writing capital letter A, have all eyes on my board, all eyes on the board. When we are writing capital letter A, we started with a slanting line from the line up here, coming down. When we're writing our capital letter C, we started from this line up here, and we drew a front curve, sitting on the line. Capital letter C starts from this line up here. We can call it the skyline. And the small letter C starts from the middle and sits down on the line. We also learned how to write our capital letter B, our capital letter D, and small letter D. With capital letter D, I say, we draw our standing line starting from up, coming down. Then we put a back curve. And with small letter D, I said, we draw a ball sitting on the line. You draw the ball sitting on the line. Then from this line up here, which I have called the skyline, you draw a standing line. You draw a standing line coming down. And there we have a small letter D. With capital letter E, I say, draw a standing line. A standing line. Let me draw it nicely so that it does not slant. We draw a slanting line from this line up and it fits nicely on the line. Then we put 3 slipping lines. The first slipping line, we put it up here. The second, we put it in the middle. And the third slipping line, we put it down. That is our capital letter E. And small letter E, we start with a slipping line in the middle and we put the front half. These are the letters we learned how to write in our previous lesson, in our last lesson. Today we are going to learn how to write. Today we are going to learn how to write other letters. And those letters, yes, we learned those letters in our reading lesson. So we are going to learn how to write capital letter F and small letter F. So this is capital letter F and this is small letter F. So let us first practice it here before we practice it in our book with lines. We are going to start by learning how to write the capital letter F. You draw your standing line. You put a slipping line up and another slipping line in the middle. And there we have our capital letter F. And for the small letter F, remember we practiced our curve down. So this is the time to show that we know how to curve. So you start from around up here, you curve it down a little, you come down, and you put a slipping line. That is a small letter F. So let us practice writing the capital letter F in our books with lines. Dear children, I hope you are ready. Let us practice. Let's practice writing our capital letter F. Let me first rub these ones off. Let me first rub the curves off. Yes. I hope you also have your rubbers there.
Yes.
Now we are going to learn how to write our capital letter F. We start from this line. Are you seeing this line up here?
Yes.
The line is up. You can call it a skyline. Then you draw your line up to this line down. Don't let your line go out of the line, out of these slipping lines. Then up here, we draw a slipping line. Then we put another sleeping line in the middle. And there we have our capital letter F. Can you hear me, my dear children? Can you hear? Very
Yes.
good. Let us keep practicing writing our capital letter F. And as we practice, we should not forget the sound of F. So let us draw our standing line from up coming down. We draw our sleeping line up here.
Yes.
Then in the middle, we put another sleeping line. That is our capital letter F.
This is this one.
Practice, 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 practice. Standing line from up, coming down.
Yes.
Sleeping line up, sleeping line in the middle. That is our capital letter F. Standing line from up, coming down. A sleeping line up, and another sleeping line in the middle. That is our capital letter F. Standing line from up, coming down. Sleeping line up, sleeping line in the middle. That is our capital letter F. And good children, remember that letter F says, who remembers the sound of letter F?
Me.
If you remember, could you please tell me the sound of letter F? Teacher Stephen, pick someone, tell me the sound of letter F.
Letter F. Me.
What does letter F say in words? What is the sound of letter F? Teacher Stephen,
Yes.
what does letter F say?
Yes, please.
Pick someone, tell me the sound of letter. Pick someone, tell me the sound of letter F.
Me.
Zarwango and Blessing, will they help us?
If you know
If
the
not,
sound of
I
letter
choose Ami.
F. Yes, Ami, tell me the sound of, yes. Letter F, yes. Very good. Letter F, yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's choose John Paul.
If they are saying
John
the
Paul
sound, they
there?
are finishing the sound. They are finished saying the sound. Yes. Letter F, I had someone say, letter, very good, letter F, lovely, 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 and nice. Rapapa, rapapa to you. And you write capital letter F, whether it is capital letter F or small letter F, they all say, that is the sound of letter F. My dear children, we are now going to learn how to write small letter F. We are now going to learn how to write small letter F. Small letter F. And you have to know that whether it is small letter or capital letter, they all speak the same sound. They all say the same sound. And with small letter F, we start from around up here. We bend it a little, we bend it over there a little. We bring our standing line up to down. Then in the middle, we put our sleeping line. And there we have our small letter F. You start from around up here. You bend it over to this line up. Bring the line down. let it sit on the line, and then put a sleeping line. That is our small letter S. You start from around up here. You bend it over, let it touch that skyline up there. Then you bring it down to the line down, and in the middle you put a sleeping line. That is our small letter F. And as you write small letter F, my dear children, I want you to remember that F says, you start from around up here. Let your little bend touch that skyline up there. Bring the standing line down. Then put a sleeping line. That is our small letter F. Start from around up here. Make a small bend, touching that skyline. Bring it down. Let it sit on the line down there. And then put a sleeping line in the middle. That is our small letter F. Start from around up here. Bend it over, let it touch that line up there. Bring it down. And in the middle, you put a sleeping line. That is our small letter F. Keep practicing small letter F. Practicing small letter F. You start from around up here. Bend it over, let it touch the skyline, let it touch the skyline. Come down and put a sleeping line. That is our small letter F. If you are finished writing, Teacher Stevie, choose some and tell us whether they have finished writing that small letter F. I want someone to tell me whether he or she has finished practicing that small letter F. Yes? Can I have someone? Okay, let me choose from here. I am seeing Elijah Jagire. Elijah Jagire, have you finished practicing the small? Very good. Emanuela Kivumbi has finished. My dear children, you can use the chat. Just wait and tell me, I have finished practicing writing small letter F. I want to see those messages. You can even just write and say, I have finished practicing how to write small letter F. Wow, Gabriel Asasira has also. That's very good. Maseruka John Paul has also finished. Very good, very good. So now that you have learned, continue practicing a small letter F. Remember, small letter F touches this line up here, which I'm calling the sky line, and sit and from this line down here. That is our small letter F. So I'm going to write on our board capital letter F and small letter F. Alan Ankunda has also finished. Very good, very good. That's very good, my dear children. So let me write what we have finished writing on the board. We have finished our capital letter F. We have finished writing our capital letter F and our small letter F. My dear children, in our reading lesson, we also learned another letter sound. We also learned another letter sound. It's time for us to learn how to write that other letter sound that we learned in our reading lesson. I'll just show it here for you. We learned the letter sound we learned the letter sound. We learned the sound for letter G. But dear children, when we are writing, we write both capital letter and small letter. We learned the sound for letter G, and letter G can either be written as capital letter or small letter. We are going to practice writing. We are going to practice writing a capital letter G. Get ready, leave a space. Move to the next line. Let me first show you how we write capital letter G. Capital letter G is very easy. You start with your front curve. Front curve. Put a sleeping line. Then bring it down there. Capital letter G. That's our capital letter G. Very easy. You start with a front curve. Front curve. Put from around the middle here, you bring your sleeping line. Put it down there. That is our capital letter G. Let us practice writing it in our line. Let us practice writing a capital letter G in our line. So you start with your front curve. Let it touch the line up. Bring it down. Let it sit on the line. That is our front curve. Then from inside here, you bring a sleeping line and let it touch the line. That's our capital letter G. Let me write here where there is a line so that you can see properly. Capital letter G, you start with that front curve. Let it touch the line up. Let it sit on the line. Bring it up there. Then from around the middle here, a sleeping line and a standing line coming down. That is our capital letter G. We have finished practicing this. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Messages, those who have learned how to write letter G, I want to see those messages, my dear. I want to see those messages. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. When you're writing capital letter G, we start with the front curve. Your front curve, start that line up there, which is calling a skyline. Let it sit on this line down. Lifting sounding the line. That line. And there we have our capital letter G. Start with the front curve. Let it touch the skyline up there. Let it sit nicely on this line down. A sleeping line from inside, standing line. Capital letter G. Start with the front curve. Let it touch the line up there. It's nicely sitting on the line. Up.
Repeat the same.
Have you finished? I want to see those messages telling me that you have finished. Let me see those messages. That is our letter G. Very good. Thank you, Maseruka. Now we are going to practice writing a small letter. We are going to practice writing a small letter G. We have finished capital letter G. Let me write it here on our big board here. And my dear children, as you write letter G, don't forget its sound. Always remember that letter G says G. G. Can you hear me, my dear children?
Yes,
When you
Robinah.
don't forget its sound. Remember that letter G says G. Now we are going to learn how to write a small letter G. Let me first put a line here. Write a small letter G. Very good. With small letter G, small letter G, my dear children, we start with a ball sitting on the line. You draw a ball from the middle there, let it sit on the line. Then from here, you bring a standing line coming down and you carve it up there in the space. Letter G goes down up to the middle there. You draw your small ball in the middle. Let it fit nicely on this line up here, on this line here. Then from here, you bring a standing line coming down and curve it up. Curve it up. Small letter G should not go up this line right here. You draw your ball. Draw your ball. Then bring it down and curve it up there. My dear children, I want you to practice that small letter G. Keep practicing it, keep practicing it. Let us have just a 2 minute break. 2 minutes break only. Then we come back and learn how to. Yes, thank you. Gabriel has finished. Thank you, even small letter G. That's very good. Just let us have a 2 minutes break as the children keep practicing small letter G. Just 2 minutes break. Are you ready? Master Luca has also finished writing small letter G. Very good, very good, very good. Teacher Steven, are you ready with our break? Do you have a break for us? Okay. Let us wait. We shall have the break later. We shall have the break later. Now that we have learned how to write a capital letter G and small letter.
I need to come for break later.
Let me write it on the board here. Then we learn another letter. Then we learn how to write another letter. So we have finished. We have finished writing capital letter G and small letter G. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very, very good. There's another letter sound that we learned in our reading lesson. There's another letter sound that we learned in our reading lesson. And that letter was capital letter H. What does capital letter H say? I want someone to raise up their hand and tell me what capital letter H says. Let me see someone here. Bobby Zion. Bobby Zion. Bobby Zion. Just let Bobby Zion tell me the sound of letter H. So we have capital letter H and small letter H.
Go for break later.
Okay, Maseruka John 4, tell me.
Maseruka John 4.
Maseruka John 4. Teacher Steven, please unmute Maseruka John 4. I want him to tell me the sound of this letter.
I have unmuted him.
Ayazika, you have been unmuted. Tell me the sound of this letter. Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Oh, yes. Tell me the sound of this letter. We learned in our reading lesson. What is the sound of this letter? Okay. Let me tell you the sound.
go for break
The
later.
sound of this letter that you have been hopping and you're tired. And when you're tired, you put your hand up here and
I'm not tired.
oh, you're
Hello?
not tired. So the sound is
Hello?
silent. I was not here,
Hello?
but the sound is
Yes.
you put your hand up here and you're tired. Okay? Letter H says, letter H says, capital letter H. What's right capital letter? Capital letter H is very easy. Thank you, Masaruka John Paul. Capital letter H is
Yes.
just draw a standing line coming down. Leave a
Yes.
small space. Another standing line coming down. And in the
Yes.
middle, you put a standing line. That is a capital letter H. We are going to try it out. We are going to try it out. The book will have lines. Let us try it out.
Jeremy.
Let us try it out. Capital letter H. Let me just
So
go
letter.
here where the line. You start with a standing line from up, coming down. You leave a small space, draw another standing line from up, down. And you put a sleeping line. That is our capital letter H. And as you write capital letter H, don't forget its sound. Remember, capital letter H also says as in hat, as in house. This is our capital letter H. Keep practicing. You start from the line up, let it sit down, leave a small space, put a sleeping line. And there we have our capital letter H. This one is so easy. I know you children are very clever. You have finished practicing. You have finished writing it. Capital letter H is very easy. Just standing line, another standing line, then a sleeping line in the middle. Can you hear me, my dear children? Hello? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, say yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Very good.
Yes.
Now that we have learned how to write capital letter H, let us practice writing as small letters.
You teacher. Yes. Teacher, we finished. Bye, teacher.
Let me put it in the container.
Teacher, finish.
Very good, very good.
Teacher.
So now let us learn how to write the small letter H. Small so a standing line down, coming down, then you come up to the middle. Small letter H. We are now going to
You're right. Yeah, one.
now, we are now going to a small a book is when you try to that's called the S. Let me take my S. We start to take it out.
No sleeping.
Teacher is showing you. You see what teacher is showing you.
That line. And there we have, oh, Gabriel has already finished. Very good, very good. All of us, let us also hurry up and finish. More letter H.
Done.
Turning up, down. Continue up to the middle. Bend it down. And there we have a small letter S. Maseruka Jenko has finished. Clever children. Standing line. Coming down. Up to the middle. Let it sit. On the line. That is a small letter H. Good children, remember small letter H touches this line up here. If it does not touch this line up here, that will not be a good handwriting. It has to touch this line up here. The standing line touches the line up and sits on this line down here. So we draw a standing line. Let it sit nicely on this line here down. Continue up to the middle. Bend it down. And there we have our small letter H. Standing line, coming down, bend it up to the middle, and you start the line down. That is a small letter H. And my dear children, do not forget that small letter H also says, that is the sound of letter H. It says, as in hat, as in house, as in hen. If you are finished, let me see those messages coming in that you are finished. That you are finished.
I'm finished.
Yes, you have finished writing.
I have finished.
Very good, very good. Emmanuel has also finished.
I finished.
Very good. Let me write it here on our board. Small letter S. Standing line coming down. Curving up to the middle. Let it sit here.
Wow.
Yes. I read another letter sound that we learned in our reading lesson. There's another letter sound that we learned in our reading lesson. Another letter sound. Who knows the letter up there? Who knows the name of the letter? Raise up your hand and tell me the name of this letter. Letter
I.
Letter I. And this is how we write out to letter I. This is how we write out letter I. Capital letter I and small letter I are so easy to write. For capital letter I, you just write so time. Small letter I, so a small line, and you put a dot. That's so easy. You have really finished. Let us practice, because the more you practice, the better your handwriting becomes. Let us practice writing small letter I. Small letter I. Letter I.
So letter
It's just right. From up, and you let it.
Kola line ngeva.
Letter I, you start. And the sounding. Letter I, my dear children. It's not very much right. It's just so. A standing line from up, down. A standing line from up, down. That is letter I. And small letter I. Also very easy. That's the line for small letter I. That's the line from the middle. From the middle. The I first so. On the line. From the middle. Thank you for great one. Thank you, thank you. Then you put a dot. The middle, let it sit. You put a dot. My dear children, if no letter I does not have a dot, it will not be I. It will not be small letter I. And it will not be sound. Who remembers the sound of letter I? I want someone to tell me the sound of letter I. What is the sound of letter I? Very good. Letter I says it. As you write top letter I and small letter I, don't forget the sound. Letter I says it. Remember the story of Inky the mouse? Inky poured ink on himself. And as he was moving around trying to remove the ink, he said, e. So small letter I say, small letter I and top letter I say the same sound. They all say, e. Concentrating upper letter I from up down, and small letter I from the middle down. Don't forget the sound, because it is the sound that helps us read. And the name of the letter helps us write. We write in capital letters and small letters. Capital letter I, small letter I. That's how we write. My dear children, I want you to continue practicing the letters that we have learned. Let me put our capital letter I here. And small letter I. Want you to keep practicing. From here, I'm going to go into the Google Classroom and put there some writing work for you, my dear children. And I want you to write very well. And then I'll be so happy. And everyone who looks at the book will say, this child has a good handwriting. Continue practicing, and you will have beautiful handwriting. And everyone will say, these children can write well. Thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our friends, the Edify team. We are going to clap for Edify. And like I told you, we clap like this. Lovely, lovely, and nice. Rapapa, rapapa, see you. Then we are going to clap for our friends, the Christian Schools Owners Association. Lovely, lovely,
Nice. I love you. Hi. I say bye. Bye. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. See you next time. Bye. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye. Teacher, please stop.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on
Samba losoma.
the bus go round and round all the time.
Go down.
Bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The wheels go open and shut.
Leave the
The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish all over town. The signal from the bus goes blink, 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 blink. The signals on the bus go blink, blink, blink all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all through the town. The bus goes vroom, 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 vroom. The horn on the bus goes vroom, vroom, vroom all through the town. People on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. People on the bus go up and down, all through the town. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, my friends. Bye.
Bye, Charlotte.